Hello and welcome to a new episode of Gourmet Bawarchi. In today's episode, I am going to be making a mutton galauti focaccia, combining the melt in the mouth Avdi cuisine and the olive oil drenched Italian staple. So let's get started with the dough. Take 500 grams of flour, make a well in the center. I have 300 ml of tepid water that I'm going to add very slowly. Now it's time to add the yeast and the sugar and mix it up nicely so that the yeast gets activated. This will take about 1 or 2 minutes till the yeast is activated. Okay, now that our yeast and sugar is activated, we'll start kneading the dough. So slowly add the flour from the sides in the center and start making it slightly thicker. Okay, now that the flour and the water is nicely combined, you can see that the structure is starting to form. This is the right time where you should start adding the oil and the salt. So you just add a general drizzle of oil. We'll be adding more at the later stage, and add the salt that we weighed out earlier and start kneading. What the oil does is it lubricates the gluten strands, making your bread nice and stretchy, and the stickiness, which you'll see in a few moments, will completely disappear. So stretch with the right hand and pull with the left hand. And keep repeating this until your entire work surface comes off clean. So after kneading this for about 6 minutes or so, you can see that the table is completely clean and all the flour has been incorporated in our dough. Another way to check is it's not at all sticky. So the dough should not be kneaded anymore beyond this point. Now we want to make this into a even shaped circle. So you push and then bring towards you. You can do it either this way, or the easier way is to pull it and fold. Pull it, fold, pull it, fold, until you get a smooth surface. Now that our dough has got a smooth surface, you take a bowl, add a little bit more of the olive oil to the base, spread it around, and then gently lift our dough and place it. Take a little more on your hand and spread it over the top so that our dough surface doesn't dry out, and cover this and let it rise for about 1 hour or until it's doubled in size. Okay, some exotic spices that we'll require for our mutton galauti are going to be shahi jeera, some sauf, some badyan or star anise, green cardamom, some javitri or mace, some kebab chini, some dagad phool or rock flour, cinnamon and black pepper. Okay, so I'm going to be powdering these masalas. Our exotic whole spices are now powdered. So we'll move on to making the onion ginger garlic paste masala. So what I've done is just taken some onions, sliced them thinly and cooked it along with ginger garlic paste until it's turned brown. We'll be making a paste out of this and then adding it to the mince later on. Our onion ginger garlic paste is ready, and now I'm going to make a paste out of charoli nuts. Now these nuts are an import from Persia and will give a nice creamy texture to our kebabs. So I'm going to make a paste out of this. Our charoli nut mixture is now ready. So let's proceed with mixing all the other ingredients into the mutton. So we'll start with some raw papaya puree. Take about half of this. Now the speciality of this ingredient is that it gives a tenderness to the mutton because it's got a certain enzyme that breaks down the mince and makes it nice and mouth-watering. Then the brown onion paste, some yogurt, the kebab masala, the charoli nut puree, and finally some roasted besan. So this will be the main binding for our kebabs. So we can add a little more later on if we required. Some chili powder for heat, some more garam masala, and I've got some black salt. Okay, so now it's important to combine the dry and the wet ingredients. So I'll use a spoon to incorporate this into the meat. So this will take about 1 or 2 minutes, and once it's nicely incorporated, we have to actually knead the meat much like a bread dough till the entire mixture becomes nice and soft and pliable, so that once we cook it on our griddle, the kebabs are mouth-wateringly soft. The more you mix it, the softer the kebabs will get. So since you put all the efforts to incorporate these ingredients, don't miss out on this step and thoroughly mix all the ingredients. Our meat mixture is now ready. So we'll proceed with making the coriander and mint pesto, which will go on top of our focaccia. We'll just take a little bit of the coriander and roughly chop it up. It doesn't need to be a fine chop. This will give it the iconic mint chutney flavor that will pair well with our kebabs. So I got the mint chopped up here. Take a little bit of the coriander. Drizzle it with some olive oil and give it a nice couple of wedges of lime. We'll add a little bit of salt when we are kneading back the dough. So now we're going to come to the exciting part of frying our galauti kebabs. Got some Shuddh Desi ghee. Add a generous amount to the pan. Spread it around. Okay, so now that our ghee is heated up, I've got a bowl with some water in it. Just wet your palms and take a small dollop of the kebab mixture. And press down gently. So we'll make about 2 or 3 of these. Now apparently this kebab was created for a Mughal emperor who was really old and all his teeth had fallen off. So he commanded his chef to make a kebab that doesn't need to be bitten into. So the chef created the galauti kebab, which when the emperor put it in his mouth, simply melted. So ideally this should not take more than about a minute or 2 on each side, because we've added the raw papaya mixture and the yogurt, which will tenderize the meat and help it to cook faster than it usually would. So when you see these small cracks appearing on the top, you know that the kebab is ready. and keeping it any longer will result in the kebab soaking up unnecessary amount of ghee, which we don't want. They're really delicate, so be careful when you're taking it out, because they may just split into half. So now that our bread has doubled in size, it's time to knock it back, which means we're going to get all the excess air out and add our coriander and mint flavoring. I've just taken a little bit of oil to grease the surface so that the bread doesn't get stuck. It's nice and airy. Now it's important to not knead it too much at this point, but you get rid of all the air in this way. You can also punch it down this way. Okay, so I've got the coriander and mint mixture, which I'll spread. We're going to have a little bit in the dough as well as sprinkling a little bit over the top. So just fold it from all sides and knead it. So in the process of kneading, you're also getting rid of the excess air. So it's important to get rid of the air so that when you put your focaccia in the oven, it doesn't rise unevenly. So again, be generous with the olive oil and spread out the dough this way with your fingers. It's important to make these deep indentations, which will give a nice texture to our focaccia towards the end. Again, we'll sprinkle some of this. And now the most important part is putting our deliciously delicate kebabs. So I made these deep indentations again for the kebabs to nicely sit in them, and the bread will rise around it. So you'll get the bite of the olive oil rich bread and the ghee soaked galati kebabs. Press down very gently. So now that I've added all the kebabs to the dough, we're going to let the dough rest for about 10 minutes and then put it in the oven at 220 for close to 15 to 20 minutes until the focaccia is ready. Our galati focaccia is almost ready. Yes, it's ready. And it looks gorgeous with the brown coloration. The bread has risen from the sides. So one final tradition is putting more olive oil over the top. This will seep into the crust and make the bread tender. So let's garnish our focaccia with the classical lachha onions that goes with our galotis. You can just make a few rings like this. The onions will give a nice freshness to the dish and will pair very well with our lime. Just put a gentle squeeze, not too much. As you can see, the crust is nicely formed. You can hear the crackling sound. That's all because of the large amounts of olive oil that we put in. So it's going to be crusty from outside and nice and spongy in the inside. Our Galauti Fakashas are now ready, and this recipe is going to be your quick fix for every pizza craving. So see you in the next episode and hope you enjoyed this recipe. Hey everybody, if you like our show, please drop us a like. If you dislike it, let us know in the comments. For a variety of daily and weekly shows, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, you can drop us a suggestion for our future recipes and get in touch for personal orders.